Hello and welcome to the Psychic Profiler. I am your host, Zejewels. Hello, people of Earth. Thank you for watching. Thank you for any likes, comments, subscribes, shares. Anything and everything helps and is very much appreciated. So today, a while ago, I got a download about raising a killer child, or someone who killed someone as a child. And then today I ended up getting the song, the channeled song, Kelly Rowland's Stole. So we're going to be doing a read on that. So first we're going to start off with, sorry folks, hope you're not concussed. Alright. So what is Heavenly Father, please bless this reading. Please provide clear, accurate answers. Truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Archangel Michael, I call upon you to protect this reading, protect me. Any energy thrown my way, be sure to kick them with your divine foot up their butt. Thank you very much. Alright, so what is the archetype of this mother? Okay, I gotta grab my pendulum. Alright, so truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help you God, show me yes. Show me no. Is this really awkward for me, this positioning? Yes. Okay, is this mother supposed to be in the upright? Yes. Okay. So you've got a mother, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, joy, and giving birth to life. So we have a mother. Alright. Alright. This is really awkward. Heavenly Father, should I draw another card? Yes. Alright. So we have a mother, and let's see here. We have a guide and an artist. Are these the right cards? No. I gotta find a better way to record these. Okay. Detectives. Should that be in the upright? No. So we have a voyeurism, falsifying information. So we have a mother who's a nurturer, and then we have someone who's falsifying information. Alright. So tell me about this mother and this detective regarding this raising a killer. There's this mother. The mother is master of inspiration, understanding, community, and ingenuity. And then we have, alright, what's the detective? The reverse detective. This person who's falsifying information. We have Erwin, Master of the Great Hunt. Authority, the hunt, natural balance. So it's definitely an authority figure. Oh, I was going to skip out on the alignments. Do zodiacs a different way. Alright, Heavenly Father, what is the alignment? This mother and this detective. What is the alignment of this mother and detective? We have lawful good crusader combines honor and compassion. Some mother detective. Neutral moral philosopher does not care about the law, only about what is considered to be moral. So that's what this detective is about. All right. What's the theme? All right, what's the theme for this mother? Success in reverse. All right. What about this detective? Detective, is it passion? Let's see here. Is this passion supposed to be in the upright? Yes. Okay. So, this detective has passion for something. We'll find out that in a second. But the mother isn't getting any success in something. We'll find that out in a second. What's going on there? Alright. What demons are we working with today? This is an actual profiling read. Alright. See about this. What the demons they're taking or dealing with today. Or at the moment, or these individuals are fighting with. What is this mother fighting with? Brevra. Brevra. Fear is a powerful motivator, and although we may not approve of how Colin Clancy chose to depict the god of peoples he did not understand, there may be a good lesson to be learned from his actions. Faced with frightening information he didn't understand, Colin de Clancy sought to show his demon in a weaker light, as a horrible creature, but one that could be overcome. Perhaps an even better way to deal with his fear would have been to attempt to research further and understand the ideas that frightened him. What he did not, we certainly can. Be aware of allowing fear to overcome logic. Focus on gaining knowledge to conquer fears instead of trying to destroy things we don't understand. So this mother is in fear. Maybe she has a fear of success. Maybe she has a fear that she's not going to succeed in something. But that's what she's dealing with. Maybe it has to do with the community and understanding or being understood. Okay, so what is this detective? What about this detective? Berith. In addition to the fairly common demonic skills of telling the past, present, and future, Berith is said to have been able to help alchemists turn anything into gold. He is also said to enjoy inciting war and murder. There is perhaps some correlation there, for gold is very often the motive behind war, murder, and other dark deeds. Focus on material gain, but beware of greed that can turn into dangerous motivations. Okay, so we're going to break out the tarot here in a second. Let's get one more card to get a bit more of a well-rounded idea. So greed, power, knowing the past, present, and future. Definitely a detective. Or so, but he's in reverse, so it's like rewriting history. But he knows he or she knows past, present, and future. He has a passion for something. I'll find out what's going on here. What that has to do with the raising a killer. Okay, what does this mother have to do with raising a killer that Kelly Rowland stole? What does this mother have to do with this? Compassion, Minotaur, 17 might be relevant. It goes hand in hand. She's a mother. She is incredibly compassionate. Extend compassion to others and yourself. Pity is not compassion. Be aware that you may be being scapegoated or that you are scapegoating others. Take responsibility for your actions. Look deeper before making decisions about others. Seek your shadow. Compassion versus ostracism. Betrayal versus allegiance. All right. When we think of the Great Bull of Creed, we often think about the frightening, violent creature in the labyrinth and the hero needing to overcome it. Yet the shadow in this hero needing, or the story, is not the creature but those around him. Minos is one of three brothers vying for the throne of ancient Crete. Crete at the time was one of the most powerful centers of influence in the known world. Minos argues that the kingship should go to him because of his uniquely good relationship with the gods. He states that all he needs to do is ask the gods for something and it will happen. To prove this, he performs a ritual and prays to the sea god Poseidon, asking that a bull come from the ocean. He promised that this bull will be sacrificed back to the god as thanks. Amazingly, the bull walks out of the ocean, a magnificent white bull, perfect in form, dazzling everyone on the beach. Minos is given the kingship and becomes ruler. However, it is here that he makes his first mistake. Minos thinks the bull so beautiful he decides to keep it for himself and sacrifice a lesser bull to Poseidon. Everyone knows that an animal marked for sacrifice to a deity isn't to be kept for oneself, as this is hugely insulting to the gods. Poseidon is no exception and punishes Minos by making his faithful wife Pasiphae fall in love with the bull. Pasiphae mates with the bull and births a baby she loves, yet it has the head of a bull. There is outrage in the kingdom, and the child, the Minotaur, is eventually placed in a specially constructed maze below the palace. He lives there lonely for the most part, but is visited by his sister, Eradne, and mother is, I'm butchering these names, and mother occasionally until his father yet again changes things. Minos' other son, Androgeos, is killed in Athens. In his revenge, Crete attacks Athens and wins, imposing a penalty. This penalty is that every 9 years, some say every year, Athens must supply 7 young men and 7 young women to be given as sacrifices to the Minotaur. A boat with black sails is dispatched to carry these young people to their deaths. This goes on for 3 sacrifice cycles until the Athenian hero and son of Aegeus, the king Theseus, decides to kill the Minotaur and stop the sacrifices. Theseus tells his father that if he is successful, he will fly a sail of white instead of black. Theseus meets Ariadne. I'm butchering this. And they fall in love. She agrees to help him make his way in and out of the complex labyrinth to kill the Minotaur. She shows him how to leave a trail by unraveling a ball of wool behind him as he goes. Theseus meets the Minotaur and kills him and frees the other prisoners. He sails back to Athens in triumph with Ariadne and her sister, but forgets to raise the white sail. King Argus, in the lookout of his son's ship, returning, sees the all-black sails and presumes his son is now dead. He commits suicide by throwing himself off the cliff into the ocean, another death added to this sorry tale. It's worth remembering the Minotaur did nothing wrong, and he was not inherently evil. He was the product of family trauma and the scapegoat of the bad behavior of others. What if he had not been disowned and shunned? What if his uniqueness was an asset and not used as something monstrous? What if he had been shown compassion and not disdain? Literally, the Minotaur was the embodiment of the dark part of the family or a person's own consciousness that lives hidden and that no one really wants to see. So, compassion needs to be shown. Either this mother is trying to show compassion to her child, or is showing compassion to this child, or this mother is the child and needed to be shown compassion because she was the scapegoat. Or she's unsuccessful in showing compassion or getting people to stop hating on this child. We'll find out in tarot who this child is. But either way, she's a nurturer. She's trying. She's been unsuccessful. She's trying to show compassion for her child. And it seems like there's like a lot of hate toward this child. It's the scapegoat. You know, the child did nothing wrong, but it's hated on, disowned, discarded, and eventually sacrificed. And the only thing that they ever did wrong, or this child did wrong, was exist. So that's what's going on with the raising a killer, the child. There's my cat Muse over there. Okay, so what about this raising a killer child versus this, what is up with this, what does this have to do with the detective? What does this have to do with the detective in reverse? Regeneration, the Hydra, 11, might be relevant. Hydra, oh, I remember the story behind that. Let me double check on that, though. I'm reading, this is the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Give credit where credit is due. Let's see here, 11. Okay. Deal with the issue now. Do not allow it to become more complex or worse. Reject gossip. Look for the source of a problem. Go to the beginning to understand the motive. Regeneration, death versus and now and later. All right. Multi-headed water serpent. It's a cut off at the head, or if you don't cut things off at the head quick enough, 2 will take its place. Those 2 sayings are from the myth of the Hydra. Hercules was charged to kill the Hydra. And Hydra possessed breath that was deadly poison. Its odor could knock someone unconscious, and of course, the 6 heads with lethal power could dismember and eat you. And if for every head you cut off, two would replace it. All right. All right, and that's one of his the labors he had to go through, Hercules. So something for everything that's cut off, for every head that's cut off to go in its place, grow in its place. And it's poisonous. Hercules is a demigod, if I'm not mistaken. Water is emotion. There's a lot of emotion in this. Passion. Passionate about well, cutting the heads off snakes, essentially. But he's in reverse. So let's see here. Voyeurism, falsifying information. He might not be falsifying information, he might just be watching. Voyeurism. So he's watching at the sidelines, quiet. He's an authority figure on the hunt, and when you're on the hunt, you're on the sidelines. You're sitting back and watching. He's got passion. He knows the past, present, and future. Intuitive individual. And he knows that this is this situation has surrounds money in some way, shape, or form. And meanwhile, while he's, doing this whatever investigation he's doing, which I'm assuming it's an investigation here, he's a neutral moral philosopher, does not care about the law, only about what is considered to be moral. Regeneration. He's battling something, or he's watching somebody battle something. And for every head gets cut off to replace it. I'll get more on this in a second. They're raising a killer that stole. We'll see. All right. Actually, oh no, I can't use that deck yet. Okay. Pardon me. All right. So tell me about this Minotaur, this child. Is it a child? Actually, let's feel the need to break out the kipper. All right. All right. So there's this Minotaur. Toil and labor. 38 might be relevant. All right. Minotaur. The Minotaur was put in a maze, toil and labor. He was set aside, working on something. All right, what is this toil and labor? Courthouse. Working on something in the courthouse. Okay, what is this courthouse? It's about a house. 20 might be relevant. Okay. His mother is working hard. Toil and labor. There's a court. Something going on with the courts. About a house. Either this mother has or is this child that's an outcast. that others, family members or other people want to dispose of just because they exist. And the mother in the you know, she's the maestro, compassionate. Maybe she's looking for compassion and hasn't received success in that respect. Okay, tell me about this house. What does this house have to do with anything? Someone stole the house. A thief. It's about a thief. 24 might be relevant. A thief. Confirm with tarot. Okay. Alright, let's see here. Who is this detective? Who is this detective? Who is this detective? Something's going to happen in the distant horizons. 36 might be relevant. Okay, so detective in the distant horizons. What's going on in the distant horizon? What's going to happen in the distant horizon? Occupation. Something about their occupation or somebody else's occupation. Okay. Let's see here. Something about an occupation. What about one more? Clarify this occupation. Working on something. Working on this occupation. Tell me more about this occupation in the distant horizons. But a main female in reverse. 2 might be relevant. Alright, we'll find out who this is in a second. Alright. Let's see here. So Minotaur is a child, or was the child of a sacrifice. This is a mother. A mother that was supposed to be a sacrifice. This is her child. The mother was supposed to be the sacrifice. The Minotaur is the child. The mother is benevolent, sweet, nurturing, caring. It shows compassion to this child. Wants compassion for this child. And whoever's surrounding this child is not getting that compassion there. This child is faced with toil and labor. This mother is faced with toil and labor. Combines honor and compassion. She's lawful good. She's a crusader. She is the voice of individuals who are, cast-offs, castaways. Toil and labor, working really hard. And something about going to a courthouse, about a house, and a thief. Alright, so who is this Minotaur? Okay, that was quick. No beginning. That flew right out. The Fool. Fearing the unknown. Fear. Beirevra. Fear. fearing the unknown, but it's worth asking yourself whether what you're really afraid of is not being in control. Life is full of surprises, some larger, more terrifying than others, but you can't let that prevent you from forging ahead. This mother's afraid. Either afraid that she's not going to get a success, or afraid because she's not succeeding in something. She's compassionate. She's a crusader, but she has an underlying fear. It's in the dark. There's no light to light the way. It's like alone in the dark, trying to, feel around for which way to go, and it's unsettling when you can't see, and you don't know if your footing is secure or sure-footed or not. I'm gonna say, tell me about this Fool in reverse. Chariot is telling you to move forward, move ahead anyway. Go for it. It's two major arcana in the room. Chariot. Take action. Chase your dreams. It doesn't mean it will be easy. It'll mean dedication, willpower, and focus. But consider this card a green light. It's a green light. Go. Don't let fear hold you back. And that's what's happening with this mother regarding either this child, or maybe this mother is this child. She's trying to do her best. Moving forward, she's afraid. But she has to press on. Or maybe she's instructing this child to not have fear and to keep pressing forward. That don't fear the unknown. Just keep on moving forward and have faith. All right, tell me what about this courthouse house. Okay. 6 of dice came sideways. Temperance. Coming backwards. Upside down. Temperance. Focusing too much time on one area of your life and not others. There's no balance in the situation, which is why there's quartz right here about a house. There's no balance in this house or regarding this house. There's too much effort going into court proceedings about a house than anything else. There's more focus on a house in court than anything else. There's no balance. 6 of dice. Six of dice. All right. Bad luck and misfortune. Temporary situations. It's a temporary setback. Being concerned of a mix between, having really bad luck and focusing too much on, what you've lost as opposed to what you can gain in a situation. So this mother is either focused too much on the losses, and that's why she fears moving forward, or other individuals in the situation are focusing so much on the loss of a potential loss of a house that they're unbalancing them. They're not balancing themselves. They're focusing too much on a house instead of their own lives, or instead of mourning, take your mourning period to mourn your losses and stuff, but think for every loss, there is a gain, because you gain experience and knowledge and wisdom from it. So who's this thief? Who's this thief? Ten of Strands in reverse. Ten of Strands. Someone's not this thief isn't admitting how challenged the things are. Reluctant to ask for help, struggling. Something they're not confronting. Overburdened, not asking for help. Alright, what is this Ten of Strands and this thief? Page of Strands. Page of Strands. We've got King of Strands. It's King of Wands in reverse. And then Five of Scoops. Five of Pentacles in reverse. So Page of Strands. Long distance relationship. Energy, embarking on a new relationship. Not sure where you're going. Starting a new beginning, or trying to think of a way to start a new beginning, but they need to ask help for this new beginning. This King of Strands in reverse. Warns you to avoid the draw of newer, better, faster, and instead focus on a steady, directed path. So this King of Strands is a thief. Let me confirm that. Is this King of Strands a thief? Okay, King of Strands in reverse is the thief. King of Strands in reverse is a burden, won't ask for help, wants to start over, but is unwilling to ask for help. Self-imposed restrictions on what you think you deserve. You may not feel as cool as you once did, but new doors are opening for you, and you are getting in touch with more meaningful aspects of yourself. Self-imposed restrictions. By not asking for help, this person is being stubborn. They did something. What did this thief do? What did this thief do? They steal the house. They're overburdened. Okay. All right, who is this? What does this Knight of the King of Strands have to do with this house? There's a lack of justice in this situation. In reverse, because there's no justice. Either that or they won't do anything to bring something to justice. Time to come clean. You haven't been the best version of yourself. Own up to your mistakes. Take responsibility for your actions and then move on. Everyone messes up, and now you have to decide whether you're going to let your ego stand in the way of healing. So what does this have to do with the mother? Seven of Strands. This has to do with the mother. The mother standing firmly against opposition, facing down a demogorgon. I almost said doppelganger. Might be a doppelganger. Little more than a baseball bat. Keep fighting it off. Set boundaries. Advocate for yourself and have conviction in your beliefs. So this mother is fighting this injustice regarding this King of Strands in reverse, who's not asking for help, Or maybe she's not asking for help. But something tells me it's this King of Strands not owning up to what they did regarding this house and the court proceedings. And so this mother, what does this have to do with the mother? It has to do with the fact that she's standing her ground. She's fearful, but she's not backing down, because crusaders don't tend to back down. If you're, honorable. All right, so what does this detective have to do with this child and this mother? And what does this detective have to do with this mother? Okay. Knight of Scoops came out sideways. Trustworthy and resourceful. Plan in place and the ample intelligence to bring it to fruition, even though you might have to grind in the meantime. Although you may not be exactly where you want, it's a pursuit of a goal. At the same time, this detective is feeling underutilized or underestimated, wondering why he keeps bothering to show up. Says, gives a nudge to seek fulfillment outside your career. Take up a new hobby or enroll in a challenging class to keep your mind sharp. So this detective is burning out and needs a break. Cutting off the heads of hydras and 2 more grow in its place. It's got to be frustrating as all get out. Okay, so what does this have to do with the distant horizons and occupation? Five of dice. I'll put that right there. Five of dice. Exhausted. In the near future, he's exhausted from his occupation. Communication has been pushed to the limits, and still it doesn't seem to be an end in sight. Do whatever is necessary to encourage resolution. Lead by example. Initiate a compromise and help the dust settle. So, this poor detective, cutting off the heads. You know, working on a case or whatever, and you once you lop off one head, 2 more replace in it. It's got to be a freaking headache. All right, what is this? Who is this female in reverse? Main female in reverse to this. Who is this main? Okay, 3 scoops and the hangman. This is the main female. 3 scoops. I prefer a crew of 1. It's perfect. This main female is reverse. Either is a loner or this detective is a loner. Even the best captains need a first mate, and even if you can go it alone, just know you don't have to. Maybe this, let's see here, the hanged man. Accepting the surroundings and began to plan his next move. It's pausing, surrendering to the unknown. Your energies are shifting, and with that will come inspiration, ideas, and new passions. Relax and go with the flow. All right, so tell me more about this main. Why is this main female in reverse? Ace of Spokes. Ace of Cups in reverse. Broken-hearted. She's a fear. She's upside down because she's afraid of entertaining the idea of exploring something new and is closing off, focusing on everything that could go wrong. That's why she's in reverse. She's in reverse and she's pausing, and she feels like she can only work alone. That's why she's in reverse. It's not that she's a bad person, it's that she feels like she's better off alone because she has fear. It's this mother over here. She's full of freaking fear. Fear of success, or she's not being successful, or maybe she's, you know, she has to move forward. She's afraid, but she's got to move forward. And the universe is saying, you can move forward. It is okay. But this detective sees her as someone who feels like she has to work on her own, that she's a lone wolf, that she's stuck by herself, and that she doesn't have anywhere to turn to. That she's afraid to move forward and start any new ventures or any new relationships because she's afraid of getting hurt. So she's sitting in suspension right now, contemplating on what to do. What should her choice be? Okay, so let's see here. All right, what is the outcome of this? What will she choose? Six of Strands. Did they come out sideways? Let me double check. Is this six? Or is it 4 strands? Is this 4 of strands supposed to be in the upright? Okay. Choice will be 4 strands. Freaking Empress is right here. I gotta double check that. Is this main female / the mother an Empress? Yes. Four strands. How can you use your resources to create community? What can you do to put yourself out there, socialize, and build new relationships? Now's the time. She will find home in someone or something or someplace. And she will get out of her comfort zone. Either that or get out of her home and actually open the door. Although she does look like she's ready for anything that walks through that door. You guys can see. Sorry, I'm struggling with this one. She's armed at the ready, though. Okay. Alright, so, what is this stole in raising a killer? What does this have to do with raising a killer? What does this have to do with raising a killer? Queen of Scoops in reverse. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or it could be a very, 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 very cruel woman. As much as people want you to be everything to them, it's not possible. You are enough. Your love is enough, and you must find time to reassess your priorities before you exhaust yourself trying to please everyone. Okay, so is this Queen of Scoops in reverse someone different? Is this Queen of Scoops in reverse the mother? Yes. Is this Queen of Scoops trying to please? Is her problem that she's trying to please other people? Trying to people please? I know what this is. Clear that. Was raising a killer. Was this mother's childhood stolen? Yes. That's why it's raising a killer. Stole. And stole has to do with a kid that was unpopular in school, and nobody really knew his name, but he was made fun of a lot, and he had enough and brought a 9mm to school, and so school shootings, and now everybody knows his name. Their lives were stole, but because people were unkind to him, his life was stolen too. Because in the song, Kelly Rowland talked about, maybe I should have, you know, uh, done something, intervened, and instead of sitting back and watching idly as bad things. This person got bullied. Instead of sitting back watching this person get bullied, I should have gone up and said something to him, and maybe instead of uh, breaking out a 9mm and shooting up the school, maybe he would have just sat in his basement and played angry chords on his guitar. And maybe people are assuming that this mother, who I think is the scapegoat, grew up as being the scapegoat, being the sacrifice and the scapegoat, wants compassion, afraid to move forward because people are looking at her as though, maybe rumors are being spread about her being a killer or being something that she's not. Just like this. Just like the Minotaur. Punished for existing. Not that they did anything wrong, just being punished and hated just because they exist. Being a scapegoat and punished for, being born different. Cast away because they were born different. Forced to kill people because they're different, and they get lonely. Then they were betrayed and killed, and they never did anything wrong other than just exist. Maybe she feels like her life was stolen. Or maybe people assumed that after everything that has happened with the court and the thief and the working hard to overcome what this mother's had to overcome, and with this thief not owning their shit, not being honest or coming straight forward, there's no justice in this situation. She's still standing She's still standing. I'll just lift it up here. She's honorable and compassionate. But people look at her as something that she's not. And they hate her because she was born the way she was. And so she's fearful. She's suffering from fear of moving forward. Even though the universe says, it's okay, you can move forward. It's all good. I gotcha. But she's sitting there working, toiling labor, and feels like she's going nowhere fast and being unsuccessful. All the while in the midst of court proceedings about a house and a thief. And there's no balance to the situation because nobody wants to, do the right thing. It's like caught between a rock and a flipping hard place. And then this thief is not asking for help that's attached to this mother. They're not asking for help. Ignoring the burden, this King of Strands in reverse, Aries, Leo, Sag. There's no justice in the situation, and they're not asking for help. The ice cream's falling out. Everything's falling out all over the place. But regardless, this mother is still standing her ground, not giving up without a fight. This mother is also an empress. And this detective is watching. And in the background, this detective is lopping the heads off of the Hydra. 2 more keep on coming in its place. This detective is very passionate about the situation, or possibly passionate about the person. He knows the past, present, and future. Very intuitive individual. And it has to do with money, which is confirmed over here with the house and the thief. Stolen money. Stolen house. In the distant future, something about occupation. He's tired. He's exhausted. He's pooped the freak out. He's been sitting here lopping off, he's freaking Hercules over here. The detective is freaking Hercules. And he sees this main female in reverse. The only reason why she's in reverse is because she feels like she's a lone wolf and she can't trust anybody. She's afraid to open herself up to new opportunities because of everything that's happened to her. And then she's kind of in suspension right now, trying to decide what she wants to do, where she wants to go. But in the end, she's going to open up that door to her house and walk out and start inviting people into her heart. And she's an empress. And a badass one at that. Look at that. She's a badass. She's like, she's going to open the door, but she's be like, you know what? I ain't playing no games. I'm going to open up my heart, open up my door, but do not fuck with me. And this Queen of Scoops over here. Again, with the fear, she was too busy people-pleasing. Trying to be what everybody else wanted her to be, except herself. And she spent too much time doing that. And she keeps on slipping back into that mode of, trying to live up and measure up to other people's expectations, that it's got her freaking frozen over here. It's like, okay, I can't please everybody. I'm not successful over here. I'm full of fear. It's like every time I make a move or make a step, someone has something to say about it. And it's just, I'm not helping anybody. I'm not pleasing everybody. What's important is pleasing yourself and making sure that you're happy. And part of being a lawful good crusader is being a crusader for yourself as well. Okay, let's bounce this up here. All right. What's the outcome? Actually, here. What's the outcome? 8 of dice. It's 8 of dice. Letting the rules of the game dictate your every move in a way that restricts your autonomy. If you don't like what you're doing, this is a challenge to figure out how to separate yourself from it. Why are you so committed to something that makes you so unhappy? You can choose to stop playing at any time. The only person keeping you there is yourself. Self-imposed prison. She's going to open up her heart. What is the overall? What is her choice going to be? What is her choice going to be? Three strands. She's going to move at her own pace. You may have recently started self-improvement and are impatient to see the efforts, or you may be establishing a new partnership and are anxious for results. Banish your impatience, let the process work, and don't lose confidence. So she's going to continue moving forward. Sorry. She's going to continue moving forward. But she can't rush things. She's in a self-imposed prison. She put herself there by allowing herself to go back and revert back to people-pleasing. Trying to make other people happy instead of, focusing on her own happiness. It's like raising a killer. It's like she's, killing her inner child, what she worked for. Allowing her life to be stolen. And the way people view her as being someone who's a killer, who is Buzz Killington, or somebody who's trying to steal somebody else's life, but it's in all actuality, she's innocent. She's just exists. And people look at, raising a killer. Here's a Minotaur. The Minotaur was sent down to the maze to kill and be sacrifices. Was it every 7 years, the story said? So maybe they're looking at her as though she's the killer. But in all actuality, she's just a victim of circumstance. And, a victim of just existing. And blaming herself for it. Trying to people please to try to make up for it. Victim of narcissistic abuse. Because that's what, victims tend to do. They try to make up for, a shortcoming they can't help. Because it's just who they, inherent part of their persona. And by bludgeoning your head on a brick wall, you're getting nowhere fast. Self-imposed prison, you're sticking yourself. But you can't expect immediate results. You can't be impatient about change, because change comes smoothly at its own pace, at its own rate, and in divine timing. I think I'm going to call it here. I'm going to call it here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. Thank you for listening to this read. I appreciate you being here. My dog has to go outside really bad. He is having a fit. So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next time.